Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Sporcle Saturday. I am yours truly, Pat Dooley. This week I'm taking a look at Elimination Chamber participants from 2002 to 2021. So the first 20 years of Elimination Chamber, I'm trying to name all 188 people that have ever taken part in one. So I mentioned on last week's episode, I have back-to-back weeks of 100% on the Royal Rumble winners and then the Name a Wrestler That quiz that I did last week. That's going to end today. I've been a wrestling fan since my first wrestling memories are in like 1989 or so. I've gone back and I'm pretty familiar with everything from like 85 up until basically the WrestleMania era up until probably about 2004 or 5 when I stopped watching for a while. Came back and like 2010-ish, maybe even 2009, fell off again in about 2012. I've had a rocky relationship with WWE, let's put it that way, over the course of the last 20 years. So there are gaps in my knowledge. There are Elimination Chamber matches that I have no recollection of, and so I'm going to be just kind of sussing out based on who I knew were popular during these times. So I really don't think I'm going to get all 188 this time. I think my streak of 2 straight 100% is about to end. The one thing I want, though, I have done, this is the 12th episode of this, my overall average score is 87.6%. I have been higher, that's the mean average. I have been higher than 87.6% on all but one quiz. And that was the WWE Hall of Fame quiz that I did a month and a half ago, where I got 59.2%. That dragged my average down so low that the second worst I've ever done on a quiz is better than the average. That's how bad I did on that one. My goal on this one is to just not embarrass myself as bad as I did on the Hall of Fame quiz. Time will tell if that winds up being the case. Like previous quizzes, it looks like it wants all 6 to 12 or however many participants were in that chamber match. So if I name somebody that was in more than one, it's going to fill them in for everyone. So I don't have 188 unique answers, but there have been 188 participants. Okay. It's giving me 11 minutes to do this. The quiz was created by N.S. Cox, who also created the every WrestleMania match quiz that I did last month. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one. So we will see if lightning strikes twice, and I enjoy this one as much. Here we go. Timer starts now. Okay. So the very first one I know had Shawn Michaels in it, and Triple H, and Goldberg. Oh no, that was 03. 02 RVD, Booker T, Jericho, and Benoit? No, but he was in 05. Okay. Michaels, Booker, Jericho. Okay, 03, Triple H. John Cena won the one in 06 because that's the one that Edge cashed in after. Was Edge ever in one? Yep, Edge was in a bunch. Randy Orton was probably in a couple. How about Batista? Yeah. How about either of the Hardys? Cool. See, 06, I just wasn't really watching. I know there was one that had Carlito and Chris Masters in it. Okay, that was 06. Great Khali was probably in a couple. December to Dismember 2006. That was the terrible Extreme Elimination Chamber. That had Hardcore Holly, Bobby Lashley, Big Show, CM Punk, and Tommy Dreamer? Who was the 6th person in there? Sandman? Sabu. Sabu was supposed to be in it, got hurt, was replaced by Hardcore Holly. was hurt. Umaga? Gosh, okay. Undertaker was probably in at least a couple. Kane. Okay, he was the 6th one in 02. Big Show. I think I already did. Okay. Alright. So 2011. Okay, who are the top guys? Cena, Miz, Punk, Orton. I already did Edge. Del Rio, was he ever in one? Christian. Okay, so let's jump ahead. Roman Reigns has probably been in a couple. Seth Rollins was probably in a couple. Dean Ambrose was probably in a couple. I said Jericho, didn't I? Yeah. So Benoit. I don't think Eddie Guerrero was ever in one, was he? No, JBL. Okay. Mark Henry was probably in a couple. Yep. 2015. Let's see. Daniel Bryan was probably in some. Kofi Kingston, I know, was in at least one. Okay, he was in a bunch. That tag one probably also had Big E. Who else would have been in that tag one? Street Profits? I know they were in one of the recent ones. No. That might have been last year. 2015 tag team. The Usos. I say, who would have been with Miz in 2021? John Morrison? Yep, and then he was also in a couple others. Okay. 2020 tag team. Miz and Morrison, Big E and Kofi, the Usos, Cesaro and Sheamus? No, but each of them have individually been in them. Cesaro and Kid would have been his partner in 2015. Let's see, the Ascension. Yep. Let's see, who else would have been in that tag match in 2015? Who were the tag teams? Gable? No. Rude? And Ziggler? Ziggler's been in a few. Alright. Let's see. So, Mist, Kofi, Santino. We'll see. Okay. Wade Barrett. Rusev. Wow. Seemed like he would have been a no-brainer. Okay. Alright, so women's starting in 2018. Okay, so we're in, at this point, we're in the Revolution. So we're looking at Charlotte. Charlotte Flair. No, really? Okay, Sasha Banks. Bayley. Becky Lynch. No. Asuka. Liv Morgan. Shayna Baszler. DeVille. Mandy Rose would have been in the tag match with DeVille. Yep. Ruby Riott. Tamina. Nia Jax. Who else would have been in women's in 18, 19, and 20? Bianca Belair. No. Ronda? No. Is there ever a McMahon in one? I feel like there would be a McMahon in one. No. Okay, good. Let's see. Who else is there that I'm forgetting? I'm sure there's a bunch. I mean, obviously there are a bunch. There are 53. Shayna, Liv, Asuka, Ruby Riott, Alexa Bliss. And Naomi. Natalia. Was Drew McIntyre ever won? Helps if I can spell. Yes, he was in a couple. 2021, Orton, Kingston. That's a good one. Orton, Kingston, Hardy, Sheamus, and McIntyre. Who would have been the fifth or the sixth in that? That one also Cesaro, Jey Uso, and Daniel Bryan. Okay. Pretty much just have to think of who was at the top. Let's go back to 2003. I was watching in 2003. That was like right at the end of when I was watching. Triple H, Jericho, Goldberg, Orton, Michaels. It kind of feels like the system to these is the winner is on top, and then everybody else is alphabetized. So it's somebody whose name is between Goldberg and Randy Orton. Good, that's just like 7 letters. No, significantly more than that. It's 10 letters. Kevin Nash was the 6th in that one. New Year's Revolution 06. Cena, Carlito, Masters, Kane, Michaels. Who's between Kane and Shawn Michaels? That would have been in contention for the WWE title in 2006. I don't know. I wasn't really watching. Lashley Show, Punk, Hardy, RVD. Who was the 5th? Or the 6th, as it were. Who else was getting a big push in the WWE version of ECW? Whose last name is alphabetic, or whose name is alphabetically after Rob Van Dam? Viscera ever in one? Oh, he was in 2008. Yikes. Yikes on a bikes. Wow. Okay, this is not great, but I didn't completely embarrass myself. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. Who? I'm missing some winners. Zack Ryder. No. I already said, Edge has already been guessed. Chris James has already been guessed. Rio's been guessed. Sheamus, Cesaro, McIntyre, Orton, Batista, Flair, Triple H. They're all already up there. I don't think Mick Foley was ever in one, no. Big Show. Rock was never in one. Punk, I've already guessed. Ryback was getting a big push in 2015. Okay. Sheamus, Ziggler, Henry, King Barrett. Neville. Evan Bourne. Undertaker, Batista, Big Daddy V, and Great Khali in one match in 2008. That sounds terrible. Who were the poor saps? I'm going to let the time run out. 2, 1. Okay. So who am I missing? 06. Oh, Kurt Angle, of course. And Test. How did I not remember Test? Finley and MVP rounded out that one in 08. Vladimir Kozlov. Rey Mysterio, I should have got. Yeah, and he's been in a bunch. R-Truth's been in a bunch. Cody. I keep forgetting Bray Wyatt on these quizzes. I don't know why, but I do. I love Bray Wyatt, and I keep forgetting him. Almost every quiz I've done where he's an answer, I forget him. So the tag teams, all 3 members of New Day. Okay. I had Kofi and Big E. I assumed Woods wouldn't be in it. Primetime Players, Lucha Dragons, and Los Matadores. Okay, yeah. Braun, Finn Balor. I should have got them. Mickey James. I actually kind of forgot she came back at that point. Carmella. Oh, the Iconics I should have thought of when I was looking at tag teams. AJ, Samoa Joe. Lucha House Party. Heavy Machinery, I forgot, got a main roster run. Corbin, Zayn, Owens, Styles. Alright, I don't feel terrible about 143 out of 188. That's 76%. That is my second lowest score, but it's still 20% higher than the average. So I don't feel bad about that. Would I have liked 100%? Yeah. Would I have liked at least 80%? Yeah. Yeah. But I'll take it. 76 is fine. I didn't, bring dishonor upon my family like I did with that Hall of Fame quiz last month. I guess a month and a half ago at this point. I will be back next week where I will be trying to name every individual WWE Tag Team Champion. That one should be an interesting challenge. Just based on the name of it, I suspect it's going to be like the WWE Champions and ECW Champions one, where I've just got a list and it's going to give me dates and I just have to fill in. I don't know if it's going to be one like the WWE one. Each champion was only listed once. So, like, Hogan had the title a whole bunch of times. Cena's had the title a whole bunch of times. Flair had the title a bunch of times. It only counts each one once. But the ECW one, like, I guess Shane Douglas had filled in every time Shane Douglas had the title. So we'll see which one it is next week. In the meantime, my contact information is on the screen. As I've mentioned previous videos, I can't remember if I did at the top of this one. But I am an announcer. Whether it's a ring announcer or as a play-by-play announcer or color commentator for wrestling. I'm currently the ring announcer for the Southern Wrestling Federation out of Tullahoma, Tennessee. I am also the play-by-play announcer and creative lead at FXE Wrestling in Hendersonville, Tennessee. So I am Tennessee-based, but I am more than happy to travel wherever you need somebody to help out with the show. I'm your man. So you can reach out. My email address is down there. My Facebook, my Twitter. Also, on my Facebook, there is a button for WhatsApp if you would prefer to text me as opposed to DMs or email. I'm definitely happy to do that as well. Aside from that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody that's already done so. There's, plenty of room to grow the channel as well, since we're still very much in the early days. We've only been doing this like a month and 2.5 months. Not quite 3 months. So I'm still considering it a new channel, very much so. So I appreciate you popping in to join me for this video. Hopefully you'll do it again next week. And in the meantime, take care. I will see you for next Sporcle Saturday.